Hello, my name is Isabella Mester. Today I'll be going over Computer Science 110 project. So my starting number was 8,311, and then I have 59 columns and 39 rows, and I found it easiest to just use the math module, so I start by importing the math module, and then I can go in and define my prime function and my doc string. And this ultimately will check if the number is prime or not. And then I can use my for loop range statement and return false and return n as well as an if statement. And then what I want to do is count how many primes there actually are. So for that, I have my variable p, and then I use my n in range for loop statement, and I have my starting number and then my number before just to keep the range right, and then I update my sum accumulator, which is p, and then I can print out the total primes, and I'll run this all at the end so you can see um, what belongs to what. So define my twin function, my twin prime function is next, and then I can go ahead and set my if statement as well as my return statements. And then I do the same thing as I did for my prime function, which is count how many actual twin primes there are. And then I have my variable t, and I use the same type of code for that as well. And then set my t sum accumulator, and then I can go ahead and print that out as well. So going into the turtle module, this is where like the magic happens, I would say. So we import the turtle module, and I set my window background color to light green, and I'm going to name the turtle Alex just to keep it simple. And I start by setting my position so that we can see the whole grid because it's a very big, large grid. So for that, I just set it to negative 710 because that seemed to work out the best for me, and 270. And so in order to speed this up, I'm going to set my tracer to 0, 0, which makes it go a little bit faster. And then I'm just going to update that as well. So then I can go ahead and start with just the basic draw square function, or draw square function. And then I have my doc string, and this is going to be in black pen, the actual square grid itself. And then I have my 24 by 14 is the size that I'm going to go for each little square. And then I can go ahead and put the pen down, and then I have my b variable, and then I can go ahead and define my row function. And this will be the rows of squares, so this will essentially count how many rows there are and put that in as well. So I can use so then I can go in with my for loop as well. Starting number plus the column number. And then I'm going to bring in my prime function from before as a helper function. And then I'm going to set the variable to the total number of primes, or the sum number of primes. And then I do this continuously for the else function, or for the else statement as well. And then for each number or type of number, so red is going to be the twin, and then blue is going to be the other twin, if that makes sense, and then black is just regular numbers. So for that, then I can print that out as well, and then that'll be the list that comes up to see how many numbers there are. And then I'll also, for readability, put in the header, and then I can go ahead and use a for loop range statement for the rows as well. And then numbers per row, and then I'm going to do the same thing but for columns. So I have W as my variable, and then this just checks how many primes per column, and then I'm using column number to solidify that as well. So I can go in with my for loop statement and then my starting number, and then I can go ahead and print that out as well, and then this checks how many primes per column instead of rows. So, and then I use my sum accumulator as well, and I'll just print that out. So I've already ran the function just to speed things up a bit. So for this, my total number of primes are 252 as well as 37 sets of twin primes. And then here is my row and the number of primes, and then for this, it's the numbers for the column and the number of primes, and then is checks 252, and it matches up with the 252 total primes here. So that is that part, and then I also am going to run this for the other part of the actual turtle module itself. I'm going to spread this out because it is very large, and you might not be able to see the whole thing, but it's there. Okay, so I'm going to move around the screen a bit just to show that this is the beginning, and then it takes a bit of time, but as you can see, it's running fine, and you can see the twin primes and the regular primes and the other pair of twin primes as well. And then it goes all the way over to here. And just to reiterate the primes a little bit more, we can go ahead and say that our lasting number is, and my computer is freezing. Okay, so the last number is 10,611, and this is the whole grid itself. And that is about it. All right, thank you for watching.